A warm welcome to you here on News Hour, this hour on TV Sapiens on this very rainy Monday. The headlines today. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund has warned students to be cautious of a fake portal with fraudulent messages currently circulating online. France, Germany, Britain today Monday condemned threats against the head of the UN nuclear watchdog after Iran rejected its request to visit nuclear facilities bombed by Israel and the United States. And in sports, the Confederation of African Football is set to launch a new trophy on Wednesday ahead of this year's WAFCON tournament, which will be played from July 5 to 26 in Morocco. My name is Chioma Victor. Now the news in full. We begin in education, where the Nigerian Education Loan Fund has warned students to be cautious of a fake portal with fraudulent messages currently circulating online. This is contained in a statement in Abuja today Monday by the fund's Director of Strategic Communications, Mrs. Oseyemi Oluwatoyi. Oluwatoyi said the information contained in the online messages was misleading. She said that the only official portal for the NELFUND student loan application is nelf.gov.ng. She urged the general public, especially students, parents and guardians, to avoid clicking on unverified links and to never submit personal or financial information on suspicious websites. She pledged NELFUND's commitment to transparency, safety and fairness in the loan application process, adding that the fund would always make announcements through its verified platforms. She, however, appealed to the students to report any suspicious messages or websites to the fund via email at info@nelf.gov.ng. Away from that story, the National Health Insurance Authority has sanctioned 49 healthcare facilities and 47 health maintenance organizations in 2024 over violations of its operational guidelines. The agency said this yesterday, Sunday. A statement yesterday signed by the authority's acting director of media and public relations, Emmanuel Ononopono, noted that the key issues recorded in the complaints against HCFs were unavailability of medicines, denial of services, out-of-pocket payments, and for covered services and non-provision of payment narrations. For the HMOs, it said the issues were related to delays or denials of referral authorization codes, delays in settlement of agreed reconciled payments, refusal to monitor quality assurance in facilities, etc. It added that 35 HMOs received formal warnings, while 12 were directed to refund 748,200 to 15. That's 748,200 naira to 15 enrollees. The authority stated that it has also put additional policies in place beyond the sanctions and issued a circular mandating a limit of 1 hour for the issuance of referral codes for treatment. To foster collaboration between government and the creative sector, Governor Chukwuma Soludo had a meeting with the Online Guild of Editors, heads of media stations, and others in the creative industry, highlighting the importance of the media and creativity in development of the society. Governor Soludo, who addressed the attendees with inspiring remarks, promised to celebrate Chief Chika Obala, popularly known as Zebudaya, while he's still alive. During the meeting, Governor Soludo noted the critical role that creativity and media play not only in entertainment, but in informing and shaping societal values and conversations. The governor assured the stakeholders of better days ahead. Still in Anambra State, the state government has taken a note of a viral video purportedly showing men of the Anambra State Anti-Touting Squad drilling a group of alleged touts. While maintaining a firm stance against any form of touting in the state, the government has called for a thorough investigation into the state video. In a statement signed by Lawmefo, the Commissioner for Information, Anambra State government, in this era of AI and sophisticated disinformation, they urge members of the public to always verify media content before spreading or holding same as true. The Soludo administration, he continued, is committed to upholding the rights and dignity of every lawful citizen and resident of Anambra and will not allow any person or group to infringe or inflict pains unduly upon lawful citizens. He assures the public that they are committed to maintaining law and order in the state and will always be guided by the principles of justice, fairness, and respect for human rights. We will take a break right now. When we return on the news, the Nigerian Medical Association has described the directive by the Senate Committee on Health for the immediate reinstatement of 3 long-serving medical consultants. These and other stories will come your way after this time out. Please do stay with us. The Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, has described the directive by the Senate Committee on Health for the immediate reinstatement of 3 long-serving medical consultants whose appointments were terminated by the management of the National Hospital Abuja as a landmark act of justice in the intervention into the dispute between the NMA FCT branch and the management of the NHA. The Senate Committee unanimously resolved that the sacking of the 3 locum doctors, a radiologist, a urologist, an obstetrician/gynecologist, was unjustified. The lawmakers condemned the casualization of medical consultants, emphasizing their crucial role as educators of future doctors. The disengaged doctors were part of a cohort of 30 locum consultants, a designation that exposes them to job insecurity and lack of benefits. Reacting to the termination and subsequent recall of the doctors amid broader grievances over doctors' welfare, casualization, and the brain drain sweeping the country, the NMA National First Vice President, Dr. Benjamin Oluwatosin Olojebutu, said the doctor's dismissal was not only arbitrary, but an instance of scapegoating and victimization within the system. Well, from that, the presidency yesterday, Sunday, defended President Bola Tinubu's ongoing state visit to Saint Lucia, describing it as a landmark diplomatic and cultural mission. It said a visit is rekindling Nigeria's ancestral and strategic ties with the Caribbean nation and the wider Caribbean community bloc. In a statement signed by the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, the president said, and I quote, "In the wake of some Nigerians' misguided, mischievous, and uninformed comments regarding President Bola Tinubu's historic state visit to Saint Lucia, it is necessary to clarify the purpose of the visit," end of quote. The statement followed reactions by the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 election, Mr. Peter Obi, and others. Obi, in a post on X, formerly Twitter, on Saturday at the weekend, said he was struggling with his senses to understand what is happening to governance in the country. Obi expressed disbelief upon learning of the president's departure to the Caribbean nation, especially coming shortly after what he described as a holiday in Lagos. Away from that, France, Germany, and Britain today, Monday, condemned threats against the head of the UN nuclear watchdog after Iran rejected its request to visit nuclear facilities bombed by Israel and the United States. Tehran has accused Rafael Grossi, head of the International Atomic Energy Agency, of betrayal of his duties for not condemning the Israeli and U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear site. And Iranian lawmakers this week voted to suspend cooperation with the agency. We are following up on the story and we will keep updating you. Away from that, a UN conference aiming to rally fresh support for development aid began in Spain today, Monday, with a sector in crisis as US-led funding cuts jeopardize the fight against poverty. At least 50 world leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron, Kenya's William Ruto, EU Chief Ursula von der Leyen, and UN head Antonio Guterres are gathering in the city of Seville for June 30 today to July 3, a meeting which will be happening. Senegalese President Bassirou Diomaye Faye, Ecuador's Daniel Noboa, Angolan leader Joao Lourenço, and Sudanese Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan also joined more than 4,000 delegates from businesses, civil society, and financial institutions. But the United States is snubbing the biggest such talks in a decade, underlining the erosion of international cooperation on combating hunger, disease, and climate change. We move right now to sports, where the Confederation of African Football is set to launch a new trophy this Wednesday, ahead of this year's WAFCON tournament, which will be played from July 5 to 26 in Morocco. CAF made the announcement yesterday, Sunday, 3 days before the unveiling. Ahead of this year's edition, the 12-team tournament has also seen an upward review in prize money from $975,000 in the previous edition to $2,400,000. Hosts Morocco are in Group A with Zambia, Senegal, and Democratic Republic of Congo, while 11-time winners Nigeria have been drawn against Botswana, Tunisia, and Algeria. The WAFCON is a biennial international women's football tournament organized by CAF since 1998 as the qualification for the FIFA Women's World Cup for African nations. With our story on WAFCON, we'll wrap it up on this hour's news hour. Let's check the top stories. We told you from education that the Nigerian Education Loan Fund has warned students to be cautious of a fake portal with fraudulent messages currently circulating online. France, Germany, and Britain today, Monday, condemned threats against the head of the UN nuclear watchdog after Iran rejected its request to visit nuclear facilities bombed by Israel and United States. The Confederation of African Football is set to launch a new trophy on Wednesday ahead of this year's WAFCON tournament, which will be played from July 5 to 26 in Morocco. Well, that's it on World News this day, rainy day, of course. Many thanks for joining us. My name is Chioma Vickwemeka. Do have a great time and a pleasant Monday and an amazing week ahead of you. Good afternoon from here.